So, I've, over the last 2 years, had a few people mention to me the 4-hour work week. Now, I have not personally read the entire 4-hour work week book. I've read little snippets of it, I've seen some, quotes from it. I've seen it referenced many times, and I understand the general principle of the 4-hour work week. And I've been told multiple times that people will say to me, you're doing too much, you're working too hard, and you're supposed to only work 4 hours a week, and this says why. And people try and explain to me why you should only work 4 hours a week, and why less is more, and all this sort of stuff. And I feel like the whole idea of the 4-hour work week has been highly misconstrued, and so I want to sort of explain my opinion on this, just based off of things that I've been told and that I've seen in my own research. So, I've been told, as I said many times, people say, the 4-hour work week says this, and you only need to work 4 hours a week for maximum productivity, all this sort of stuff. And my response to them is always, not that the 4-hour work week is a bad idea, but the whole principle of the 4-hour work week in and of itself is not that you should only work 4 hours a week, but is that you should leverage your time so that what you used to do in 40 hours, you can now achieve in 4 hours. You should have systems in place so that your 4 hours of work achieves and sets in motion the same amount that your old 40 or 50 hours of work would. So for instance, let's use it as an example. The multi-millionaire founder, right, can go and sit in a meeting for 1 hour, and his 1 hour will achieve the same amount that your 300 hours would. He can get the same amount of things achieved and done in an hour as you would in a month. Because what he does, there is strategy, there is meaning, there are systems behind it. So what he says matters. So when you're sitting here and you're trying to say, 4-hour work week, that's fine if your 4 hours get something done. If your 4 hours doesn't mean anything, if no one's doing things for you, if you're not making any money, if no one sees your 4 hours, if nothing comes from your 4 hours, then guess what you have to do? Another 4 hours. So when people tell me, the 4-hour work week and this and that, I understand where they're coming from, but I also think you clearly just don't have what it takes. The first thing that comes to my head when someone says, 4-hour work week, you don't have what it takes. The only people that the 4-hour work week applies to is somebody who is either so busy they don't have more than 4 hours a week to put towards something and they have to get the most out of their 4 hours, or if their 4 hours is already super valuable to the point where they don't need to do more than 4 hours and it's not beneficial to do more than 4 hours, right? I saw a news article, it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, it was probably during COVID, so I was like 12 or 13. Something about, I don't know whether it was one of the big rich billionaires, it was either like Bill Gates or someone else, one of those top 10 richest people in the world, and it was saying that this person only makes 1 or 2 big moves in his company every single year. They do one big thing, they change the direction, they make a big move once a year. Because that once a year is so important and it means so much and so much changes and so much comes off the back of that you don't need to do more than 1 a year. That person, I don't remember exactly what it was, is better off making just 1 move a year. That, billionaires with $100 billion, with one of the most successful companies in the world, is only better off to make 1 move a year. But if you were to start a company or a business, you would be better off to make moves every single hour, because your moves don't achieve as much. You need to get things done. If you made 1 move a year, you would stay broke. I guarantee you, that guy who's worth $100 billion who's making 1 move a year was making multiple moves a day decades ago. He's achieved what he needs to achieve, and so now he only needs to make 1 move a year because that's where he's at. That's the level he's at. You're at level 1, you're at level 0. You can't just make 1 move a year. You can't just do 4 hours of work a week. The billionaire can work 4 hours a week because his 4 hours a week achieves and is followed up by thousands of hours of other people's work. Your 4 hours does not achieve anything. Your 4 hours doesn't do anything. My 4 hours, if I were to spend 4 hours a week working on my content, guess what I'd do? Stop getting views. Because I don't have a big enough audience, a big enough catalogue of content. I don't have enough success behind me for my 4 hours to mean that much. So for me to achieve any kind of progress and success, I have to put 4 hours over 4 hours after 4 hours and stack it. If I was Alex Hormozy, I could spend 4 hours because I have a team and I have a reputation and a brand and I have a budget and I'm not Alex Hormozy, so I have to put in more hours. Right? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard, okay? The billionaire The millionaire, the successful founder, the CEO, has the talent, right? They have value behind their actions. They don't have to work as hard because their talent, right, which is basically their success, means something. It has value behind it. People follow what they say. You don't have that. I don't have that. So we have to stick to hard work. So the billionaire can stick to talent, their money and their success in their companies. And we, the brokies, right, the wages, have to stick to hard work. Reps, numbers, consistency, dedication. Because we don't have that story behind it. We don't have that evidence behind it. So when people tell me the 4-hour work week, when people tell you the 4-hour work week, I want you, the first thing that you think of to be either you don't have what it takes or you don't understand. Because unless you are already successful, now obviously, if you know someone, if someone's talking to you and they're already successful and they're a millionaire or they're a founder or they've achieved something great, then their 4 hours means a lot more. If you're an Olympic lifter, you might only want to train 4 hours a week for maximum recovery because you've already achieved your results. But if you were a noob in your first week in the gym and you wanted to be an Olympic lifter, you wanted to get to the same place, guarantee you train more than 4 hours a week because you need to get to that place. You haven't done the journey. You haven't done the years and years and years and years and years of work. You haven't got to the end result. So your 4 hours, as I said, doesn't mean anything. So whenever someone tells you, oh, the 4-hour work week, you're working too hard, you're doing too much, I want you to immediately think, no, my 4 hours has the same value as that guy's 30 seconds. Therefore, if he's putting in 30 seconds a day, I need to put in 4 hours a day. If he's putting in 2 minutes a day, I need to put in whatever it is. You need to work more. You can't only work 4 hours a week until your 4 hours a week is worth so much that you don't need to work more than 4 hours a week. That is why you see people working so hard and they don't take days off, they don't take holidays, they don't take rests until they're multi-millionaires and billionaires. Because alright guys, so the battery on the camera just ran out, so my bad. But that's it for this one. You have to put in more hours because your 4 hours isn't yet worth what the successful person's 4 hours is worth. That's just the principle, right? Your 4 hours is not worth as much, therefore you need to put in more hours. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. Other than that, if you want to join a community of young men chasing greatness, check out the link in the video description and channel description. That'll take you to my paid school community. Other than that, have an amazing day. Subscribe if you've gained anything from this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.